Hello everybody, Joel here. This is a late but still coming through recap of Saturday at San Diego Comic-Con International 2024. Today was primarily a HallH only day for me. I spent literally from first of the morning all the way to, not the last panel was Kevin Smith, but all the way up to the big main event that everyone was looking forward to, which is the Marvel Studios panel. So for this video, I'm going for a recap purposes. I'm actually gonna just talk about the Marvel Studios panel. I don't want to be too much time. There's gonna be more to be said at the full convention recap video, but I just want to get some quick initial thoughts and talk about it really quickly. First things first, they took an opportunity to celebrate Deadpool and the success that's been going on with that movie. They said that it is the highest grossing rated R film for an opening weekend. So Deadpool 3 performing extremely well at the box office, and as during the convention they had what they referred to as a Celebration of Life panel, which ended up being a movie screening on Thursday, but they still kind of continued a celebration theme going into this day, Saturday, for HallH. In the beginning of the Marvel Studios panel, they started off with the Take You There song and had an actual choir come out singing it, and then a bunch of variety of different multiversal Deadpools joining in, dancing all around. One was dressed like Woody, one was a dinosaur, one was like a peacock, one was like a ballerina. I mean, all different kinds of variants, essentially, of Deadpool, just dancing around while they had an actual choir literally singing. And it was a pretty fun introduction to the full panel. From there, they jumped right away. Kevin Feige comes up and says, we're going to talk about 3 movies, which they didn't just talk about 3. We'll get to that in a second. And he said these are 3 movies that will be coming out over the next couple years. So the first one he had was Captain America: Brave New World, as we know, is coming in February. Brought up essentially the full cast, our main core cast rather. Your new Falcon actor that we had already seen before in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Sam Wilson as the new Captain America. Sebastian Stan as Winter Soldier. Sebastian Stan. He was there, but not for that film. You had the leader. You had the return of the actor who played the leader in Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. Great to have him back. And you had Giancarlo Esposito, which was pretty cool. He got to announce, he's like, hey, I can finally tell everyone who I'm actually playing in the MCU. And his reveal was that he was playing the King of the Serpent Society. So pretty cool to have him back, have him in it. I know he's been teased for a while to be a part of the MCU, and they made it happen. And then you also had a huge surprise of Harrison Ford coming in and actually, showing up to everybody as, hey, I'm happy to be part of the MCU. He's like, he literally said, I've heard many actors telling me about how wonderful of an experience they have working with Marvel, and I wanted to get in on the fun. So I just love to hear that's the trend, is that actors are talking so well, and a respected actor like Harrison would have something to say like that. Is, yes, it's getting paid, but it's the things you want to hear in those environments, because it's candid, it's raw, it's in front of an audience. And he seemed really excited. He's fake flexing, and he was pretend like he was kicking Anthony Mackie. He just seemed like he was having fun. That's the kind of things that you see when it comes to these kinds of movies. It's like, you have people who get along and have that good chemistry, and they're doing it on stage and always shows on screen. But then we did have a really cool sizzle reel plus footage for the film. Adamantium confirmed. By the way, I'm talking full spoilers here. Adamantium confirmed. Amazing. We had a great shot of the Red Hulk at the end, fully seeing Harrison as the full Red Hulk. Super cool. And some other things in between. I'm going to do more of a breakdown on this a little bit later, but I just want to get quick, these are big things that happen right away. So that was huge, great sequence there. They move on to the next film, The Thunderbolts. cast comes out again. You had the Red Guardian show up in full costume, walking through the crowd. It was a lot of fun when he came through, and was joking with the other actors. You guys didn't come in costume? Come on, I sent an email. You guys are supposed to. Just being fun and silly. They talked about a lot, like Florence like really enjoys doing her own stunts, and because she was just saying how that's something that she she thinks a lot of fun with Marvel. It's just like there's a lot of action, a lot of fighting choreography going in. She wanted to do some of the stunts and some of the things. She goes, I want you to see some of the things that I actually did in this movie. And so they jumped to then showing us essentially a sizzle trailer footage compilation that was, it was basically a trailer to me, but a little more of an extended trailer, but still a trailer nonetheless, because it kind of got an opening clip and following into promotional footage for the Thunderbolts, which was really cool. Like, there's a sequence where like you have all of the characters basically were told to go to one space. They all show up and they start fighting each other. Like, who told you to get here? Who told you to get here? And then there's another character that shows up that camera he shows him, hey, I'm Bob, but doesn't show what he actually can do or what he does. Just kind of cuts to the next thing. So they're holding out some ammunition, but overall, the film looked extremely high action. It's definitely supposed to be more of a Suicide Squad type thing, but didn't have the same, the exact same feelings of Suicide Squad, but I mean that in a good way. Like, I actually liked the tone of the film generally. It just seemed like narratively it's similar, if that makes sense. And there's a funny thing where there's an asterisk at the end. You have Thunderbolts and it'll ding, shows up at the end, a little star there at the end. So that's intentional. That's intentional. They didn't tell us why. They said we'll hold out on it. We'll tell you guys later, or you'll find out when you see the movies. What Feige told us, but still interesting. Then you get into, of course, the Fantastic Four. They tried to tease us and surprise us. Said, oh, sorry the cast couldn't make it. It took many hours for them to fly here, being jet lagged, but we have our director of it, had him come out and talk, and was saying how much he loves the time period in the 60s and trying the first family, and he worked on WandaVision. He took some of the inspiration for it. And then you jump into, he's like, I'm going to show you guys actually some footage of some pre-shot stuff. It's not even not like film principal photography. These are probably like test screening, chemistry test stuff, whatever. But it looked good. Trust me, it looked very good quality. I've been before to panels and things where I've seen previs stuff that just did not look like it was finished, but this looked good for what it's worth, right? It's not something that you should. If you had enough time to watch it on YouTube, you would be probably dissecting and saying, oh, this looks a little strange, that looks strange. But seeing it just in a one-time raw format, looked great. And then, so you get to see a silhouette of Ben Grimm. Looks exactly like the original thing, from the comics. Doesn't look like any of the other iterations we've seen before. You've got you see Pedro Pascal, how he's gonna look as Mr. Fantastic with the light white hair on the sides and his glasses. This is his whole overall look, and then you have a good look at Susan Storm and Johnny. And Johnny seems a little different. It doesn't seem like the Johnny that you might be thinking if you've seen past film iterations. Or even the whole, super flyboy kind of attitude that he has in some of those comics. He seemed a little different, but we'll see. It was very limited shots with him, very limited content. But yeah, still, seemed like a really nice thing. And then, they bring out the actual cast on stage. And then once they brought the cast on stage, he said, oh, we're really busy. We can't have you guys out here long because we got to get back to, our flights, to get back to principal photography. They start shooting on Monday, really quick turnaround time. But they go, yeah, don't worry. Kevin Feige goes, oh, well, they got a flying car that they can take. And then out of nowhere, an actual flying car of what the new Fantastic Four car is going to be starts flying over the actual audience. They fly it in through. Really, really cool. Like literally had it, you know, the flying car coming over the stage and coming over. So it was great, great moment. After all that fun stuff happens, then you have Feige's like, hey, we got like the last 5 minutes to run through this, and he's like, well, you know, we've got 2 new Avengers films, and we're gonna have some new directors attached to them. You know, let's go ahead and bring them out and figure out who it is. Sizzle comes up showing from the Winter Soldier, seeing Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. We know it's the Russos. People start chanting in the audience. Out comes the Russo brothers. They said, yeah, we're back. We thought our journey was done. They said after Endgame, we thought like that was our wrap of our story, what we were doing. But we like, hey, we can't get away from this. We love this. We really enjoy, you know, working with Marvel, and clearly they were happy to be back. Like if we're gonna be back, we're literally trying to now do one of the most ambitious storylines in all of comic book history. That's how they phrased it. And they're like, hey, we're doing Secret Wars, which no surprise. We knew that Secret Wars was always the plan, but they bring it up again. But they're like, in order for us to do Secret Wars, we have to be able to do another story about another character that's, you know, has to be included in Secret Wars. And then out of nowhere, you get all these guys come in dressed up as Doom bots, essentially, Doom people, you know, wearing these green robes and the mask, and they all come out and they're kind of singing, ooh, whatever. And then they go, well, you know, we have one of the greatest actors of this generation, maybe, you know, one of the greatest actors in history. We need to have to portray the character. And then one of the Dooms step forward, the other Dooms step aside, pulls off the mask, and it's Robert Downey Jr. He's back, he's playing Doom. So, you know, he said, new mask, same task, and that was the theme of it, that, hey, I'm back, and I taken this serious again, and obviously he was extremely happy. It looked like to be there with the Russos again. But just what an, I mean, I sound maybe like I'm not as enthusiastic. I'm just super tired, but I'm so happy. Like, it was an incredible time. I'll break down more of my feelings about things, and you know, some more details that I left out. There's plenty of notes that was taken that helped me out here, but I just wanted to give you that quick recap because I know it's a conversation that people want to hear. What did you fully see, or let me fully understand? Take these few minutes to talk about it. But yeah, make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed to the channel. Tomorrow's Sunday, last day of the convention. We'll have another recap coming. But stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time.